Alrighty, it's your boy Zxous, and we're back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. And in today's video, we're going to be reviewing the tier list here on PRYDWEN, because obviously it is a new month and we have added Rosanna. Now, we're not really gonna look too much on, you know, I don't want to say review it, but more of like where I would place these characters, right? Based on the tiers they already have, right? Because I already have my own tier list and stuff like that. So we're going to do that. So this is, we're not going to do based on progression. We're going to do basically bosses and PvP, because progression is progression, but like, come on now. I think their progression tier list is quite accurate. So we're going to see for bosses if anything I would change personally. So we're going to look more at the bottom tiers here. So this is a boss solo. So this is just a regular boss, no ads, no nothing like that. It's pretty simple. Now, Rosanna being in D makes sense. She is literally garbage everywhere. Would I change anything here? Obviously, I don't think they updated the Solene tier list. And I am waiting for them to do that. That's like the main thing I want them to do. Because Solene literally goes from B, definitely in bosses, to like maybe a SS, right? In PvP, probably not. But in bosses, in PvP, she could stay at D. But in bosses, she probably goes up to SS, especially if you have a healer with her. Brid could stay there. Nothing really is changing there for her. But it's really just Solene I think I would bring up. Haran. Like, I want to say Haran is good for bosses, and she is, but I think A is a fair placement. Now, Sakura. I don't think this is definitely for just the train for Sakura, because I don't think that she's an A in terms of boss solos everywhere. She's only used on the train. So if realistically, I think she should probably be a B tier, since she's only uses there. Right now, story from, she has use everywhere else. She's not only used for the train, she does also have the support as well. I'm not going to neglect that. But really just like, if her boss tier should probably just be B. If she's just used for the one boss, maybe that's not fair. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. You guys definitely let me know. Power for bosses. Quite good. I think you need more invested. So I would say she is S. Probably need more invested skill levels for her to actually start hitting at an S tier. But I want to say on average, she's probably an A. Helm could keep her in S. You could put her in SS. It doesn't really matter. Right? Because even at level 10, right? I think power is like only good with her burst skill, right? I think you could put her in SS with the other boss killers like Laplace, Maxwell, all these characters, right? Anne. Now Anne, would I say Anne is an S tier in bosses? Because my thing with Anne is she's good, right? But her thing is so situational, right? Like, she's recovering HP for only supporter allies, right? And then like, she increases all allies' HP potency when her HP is above 70%. And then all enemies lowering their HP healing. This is a quite useful ability in story, especially when it comes to those mob stages with the healers. This is very, very good skill when it comes to those types of enemies, especially since she's a rocket launcher. It's pretty good. Yeah, because it's just last bullet. You can literally have this activated the whole game. But the problem with her is her burst skill. This is big though. All attacker allies get a massive attack buff. 77% is quite big. And yes, she is only healing attackers and only reviving attackers. But that's what you're going to need at the end of the day to win. So I think I would honestly put her in SS for bosses. That might be a reach, but I do think, like, I get it. It's only boss or supporters and attackers really. But overall in bosses, she might be quite good. I don't have her. I can never test with this character. I just don't own her, so I don't know. Based on testing, but based on just reading the skills, she might just go to SS for me. Milk. Wow, Milk is quite high. Okay, nice attack buff for every 10 seconds for free. Like, is the attack buff really it though? Like, can I see their reasoning? They don't have a reasoning for her, really. Provides permanent crit damage for the team. Burst skill provides life skills for DPS. But S? Like, I don't think, I mean, she's a burst 1, she's a burst 2. And she has a 40-second burst cooldown, is that right? Yeah, no, I definitely would put Milk down in A. I don't think she's S, right? I would probably put Rapunzel in S. Maybe that's just me, but I would probably put her in S. SS, I mean, SS. I think SSS, I don't know what, they're like these SSS, SS and S is quite crazy to me. But I think, like, I don't like the fact that it says SSS, SS, and S, but like the tiers of these characters I would say is fine, right? So like the characters in SSS, the triple S, I would not put them in the same tier as anybody in SS, right? But I would not put anybody in SS as the same tier as S, so I guess it's fine, right? Blanc, good everywhere, yup. Novel is good everywhere too for bosses. Not everywhere, but for bosses, right? Because of the damage reduction she has, quite big. She's a burst 2. If she was a burst 3, her and Blancs together would just be nuke central. D. I mean, D is not like Sakura, right? Where she's actually useful on the train as well. And other bosses, not just Modernia, where I feel like Sakura's only good on the train, right? So let's see boss with ads. So now Rapunzel goes up 1. And everything else really looks to be the same. Everything exactly the same, actually. Right, but again, like I said, they gotta really fix Soline's tier, I think. But overall, I mean, it's the exact same thing. I would put Rapunzel up, probably, right? And then with PvP, okay. So this is what, like, tweaks me a bit. Rosanna was meant for PvP and she's an A tier. It's not really that great. Like, it's pretty pathetic. This is a tier of a brand new unit. This is the newest unit, and this is her tier. It's quite useful, quite useless. In PvP, I'm trying to look at characters I think I would see in PvP, right? Dala in B for PvP. I don't think I'd say Dala is B, especially if you're running her on a team that can get quick burst, right? Because her accumulated damage, even if she dies, stays, right? And that can change again. There's been so many situations where my Dorothy, I think I said Dollar for her, my Dorothy would put on the brand effect, die, and then everybody would attack into the brand effect and it would burst and just nuke like half the team, and it would flip it around. So I think Dorothy could go up a tier, maybe not S, but A for sure. I think B is quite disrespectful, especially since she can literally flip a game on its head. Soline could stay here for PvP. I don't think her buffs really make her that crazy in PvP at all, especially since she has to have max HP. Blanc, her stuff takes quite a while, but when it comes to like burst skill, that's fine. I think Noir is going to be the better option in PvP out of these two, but Blanc is still quite good. Litter, the 5 seconds, like we're really just using her for a burst skill, right? Let's be realistic. Emma really changes the game against machine guns, but I think the SS tier is right. Especially when it comes to Anne in PvP, like what she's doing for the attackers is quite good, right? You could say she's somewhat the counter to Rosanna. I mean, anybody is, but I mean, she kind of is, right? A rocket launcher, only to take care of attackers and stuff like that. Polly probably put down, because you're really only using Polly for her burst skill, right? I think, yeah, you would only really use Polly for her burst skill, so you could kind of put her down in 1 tier. I don't think, like Diesel, I would probably put higher than Polly personally, because Diesel, I think when you use her burst skill, it's actually like, her skills just come in handy. Like when you're in a full burst, every time you're attacking, you just fully heal her. Like your damage gets converted into HP. That's free, and she's taunting, like that's free. So I think the tier lists they have here are usually accurate, right? There's just some placements that I personally would switch, not something I'm telling PRYDWEN to switch myself, but that's just my personal preference. Let me know down below who you guys would switch and why, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.